Hi friends, I hope you had a great day. Happy Tuesday. I cannot wait to keep reading to you guys. So, I should probably have my page marked, but I don't. Okay, so if we remember, Carol was upset because she felt like she wasn't getting any of the money that she deserved for being the main singer in this band. And then Armpit and X-Ray were waiting in line to buy tickets. And X-Ray kept being like, oh, now it's first we need to get the first row. Now it's okay to get the second row. Oh, now it's third and seventh. So he keeps like changing his mind. Okay. Shortly after sunrise, Armpit opened his book and tried to understand the difference between fixed costs and variable costs. Graphs illustrated how these changed as more goods were produced. The line representing fixed costs was flat, and the one representing variable costs angled upwards. It might have well been written in Chinese. Look at all these people behind us, X-Ray pointed out. They'll pay $100 just to have our place in line. I'll take it, said Armpit. X-Ray laughed. We're going to make a lot more than that, my friend. A lot more. After a while, a guy wearing a Lone Star Arena t-shirt came out and tried to adjust the line so that instead of sticking straight back from the ticket window, it went parallel to the building. This caused a lot of trouble, a lot of grumbling from the grubby guy sitting behind Armpit. What difference does it make? I was just getting comfortable. Just because you got the t-shirt doesn't make you God. But they got up and moved along with everybody else. The mystery of who they were was solved shortly after 7:30, when the guys who were paying them showed up. One was a fast-talking, skinny white guy. With him was a big dude wearing a cowboy boot and hats. Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself, said the skinny guy. He wore a pearl earring and had a face that needed to make a choice. Either shave or grow a beard. When you get to the ticket window, Moses here will give you an envelope containing $330. You don't have to count it. You just hand it to the ticket agent and ask for 6 tickets. You then give the tickets to Moses and he will pay you $25. $25, complained one of the guys. Oh. So they basically just paid these dudes to wait in line. We've been sitting here for 5 hours. I can make more than that sitting on the corner of Mopac and Spicewood. You want to go? Go. The big guy in the cowboy hat, Moses apparently, had a thermos full of coffee and a bag of breakfast tacos, which he handed him out. He tried to give Armpit a taco. I'm not one of them, Armpit said, somewhat offended. We're not a part of your crew, said X-Ray. Oh yeah, said the skinny one. Just a Cara de Leon fan, are you? We're independent, said X-Ray. Well, we got a couple of extra tacos if you want them. Armpit and X-Ray looked at each other, then happily took the tacos. Moses filled a styrofoam cup of coffee for X-Ray. Armpit didn't drink coffee. I'm Felix, said the skinny guy. This is my man, Moses. X-Ray, said X-Ray, and this is my man, Armpit. Armpit, huh? A scorpion? Tell you what, said Felix. After you get your tickets, come talk to me. We're going to leave straight away, said Armpit. I got an economics test. Listen to me, Armpit, said Felix. I bring you a breakfast taco. The least you can do is talk to me. If you're studying econ, then you should know. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Ugh, I don't like where this is going. The ticket window didn't open until 10 after 8, and the line moved excruciatingly slow. Come on, come on. How long does it take to buy a ticket? X-Ray yelled at the people in front of him. There were 2 ticket windows. X-Ray went first, and when Armpit reached the one next to him, he could hear X-Ray arguing with the ticket agent. Are you sure this is the best you got? Well, can you check? Armpit paid for his tickets. They were all in row M. He counted at his head, the 13th row. On the back of each ticket, printed in bold letters, were the words, "This ticket may not be resold." M's good, said X-Ray. It's the first half of the alphabet. That's all that matters. Look at these fools still waiting in line, he laughed. They'll be lucky if they're in the same zip code. Armpit pointed out what's written on the back of each ticket, but X-Ray wasn't concerned. They can write anything they want. It doesn't mean squat. This is America. Everything's for sale. They watched as Moses paid the last member of his crew. Those guys are so cool, X-Ray said. That could be us in a few years. Felix headed towards them. So, X-Ray, you get good seats? Row M. M's good, said Felix. First half of the alphabet. Pfft, that's what I was telling Armpit. The first few rows are reserved for friends and for radio stations. It's a ripoff, but what can you do? What can you do? X-Ray agreed. Tell you what, I'll give you $70 for each ticket. That's $15 more than face value. 12 times 12, you'll make $880. $180, $90 each. They cost $60, not $55, said Armpit. Yeah, I know. There's a $5 service charge. What a ripoff. But the thing is, you try to sell the tickets, and all the customer is going to see is the face value. We're not interested, said X-Ray. All right, I'll pay the darn service charge, $75 a ticket. We can do better, said X-Ray. Maybe, Felix agreed. Maybe you can. I'm not saying you can't, but a bird in the hand. $90, Armpit, for just a morning's work. Hard to beat that. We're not interested, said X-Ray. Armpit looked interested. How about, the guy's saying, Armpit looked interested. How about it, Armpit? It did sound pretty good to him. $90 was more than he made in 2 days of digging. They sold for $750 in Philly, said X-Ray. Austin ain't Philly, said Felix, and row M ain't exactly the first row. We were ahead of your guys in line, said X-Ray. Whatever we got has to be better than anything you got. Look, I'm not saying you couldn't make more than $75 a ticket. I wouldn't be talking to you if I didn't think so, but there's a risk too. Right now, things are looking good. Big demand, short supply, the price can only go up. But there was a big demand when Dylan played back here a few years. So you know what they did? They added a second show. You know the Economist, Armpit. You know what happens when supply goes up. The price goes down? Yeah, like an elevator with a busted cable. I was lucky to unload my inventory. Or what do you think would happen if we learned that little sweet Miss Kiara is pregnant? Or say she burns the American flag in some sort of protest? I can tell you what would happen. You wouldn't be able to give your tickets away. Yeah, well, if it's so risky, then why do you want the tickets so badly? Said X-Ray. This is my business. If I lose money on Cara DeLeon, I'll make it up next week on someone else. You're going to have to put an ad in the paper. That costs money. Me, I already got a running ad. It costs me the same no matter how many tickets I'm selling. A fixed cost, Armpit said, as if it suddenly made sense to him. And I got connections too, Felix said. Every hotel concierge knows who to call if some guests want tickets. All I'm saying is, it's not as easy as you think for a couple of independents. I'm offering you $180, pure profit, no worries. We ain't worried, said X-Ray. Armpit looks worried. I'm cool, said Armpit. Felix smiled. Then why are you sweating so much? Don't worry, we're going to make a lot more than $90 a piece, X-Ray assured them as they drove out of the parking lot. A lot more. Felix wouldn't have wanted them to buy them if he didn't think so. This is a great day. We're on our way, partner. We are on our way. By the time they reached school, Armpit was already 5 minutes late for his test. As he was getting out of the car, X-Ray said, by the way, I'm going to need $30 to put an ad in the paper. He was walking home from school an hour later when a man coming the other way crossed the other side of the street. It was no big deal. Maybe the guy really needed to cross the street, but it's something that happened a lot more to Armpit. Smaller people did it more, but others did it as well. He usually pretended not to notice, but sometimes he'd give the guy a menacing look as if to say, yeah, you better stay out of my way. So obviously people judge Armpit by how he looks because he's like very big, pretty muscular. He probably looks pretty tough. So people are judging him a book by its cover. This time he just ignored it. He was in too good a mood to care. He had gotten a 90 on his economics test, thanks to Felix. He learned more in the parking lot of Lone Star Arena than he learned all year in class. It all just clicked, he told Ginny as they took their daily walk. Even the graphs, the questions were all about the people buying and selling everything from gasoline to hula hoops. But in my own mind, I just put it in terms of tickets. Hula hoops, Ginny said with a laugh. That's funny. After their walk, he asked her if he could borrow a stuffed animal for the ruler of the world speech. Ginny was amazed. Hula hoops, stuffed animals, ruler of the world. High school sounded a lot more fun than 4th grade. She led him into her room where she had more than 30 stuffed animals. Just give me one of them you don't like too much, said Armpit. I love all of them, Ginny said, but not in a selfish way. She definitely considered it an honor for one of her lovies to get to go to high school with Theodore, and she carefully considered who was the most deserving. How about that one? Armpit said, indicating a brown owl with huge eyes. That's Hooter, said Ginny. He can't see. He can't? He's blind, but he hear real good, and he has never bumps into trees. How can he hear trees? Armpit asked. The leaves rustle in the wind, said Ginny. Ginny must have said that sentence many times before because she didn't stutter with any of the words. This is Daisy, she said, handing Armpit a basset hound with long floppy ears. How you doing, Daisy? Said Armpit. She can't hear you, said Ginny. She's deaf, but she has a keen sense of smell. Armpit smiled. He liked that she used the word keen. The next one she showed him was Roscoe, a fuzzy bear with twisted arms and legs. Roscoe is paralyzed due to a horrible accident. So if you think about it, it's kind of like, because she has all these problems, it's almost like it's helping her to have her picture all her stuffed animals also having physical issues as well. So maybe like she can relate to them better. Roscoe was paralyzed due to a horrible accident. Ginny sat on the edge of the bed with her legs bowed out and her toes pointed downward. As a baby, she couldn't learn to walk because she was always on tiptoe. She had to wear a special brace just to straighten out her feet. Armpit looked over the animals. Ooh, I know, said Ginny as she brought both hands to her face. You need Coo. Coo was a sort of bunny creature lying next to Ginny's bed. It had arms and legs like a person, but it had bunny ears. I've had Coo my whole life, Ginny said. I better just take Roscoe, said Armpit. Ginny frowned. I think Coo's great, Armpit assured her. I don't want to take your favorite. It's just a stupid speech. What if something happens to Coo? Coo isn't scared, said Ginny. He's always strong and brave. He will be the best ruler in the world. Well, I wouldn't count on Coo winning, Armpit mentioned. I get real nervous when I have to give a speech. Coo will help you, said Ginny. Armpit held Coo in one hand. It was soft and spongy and a kind of toy given to babies because it was easily held onto by tiny fingers. So is there anything wrong? He caught himself. Does Coo have a disability? He asked. Leukemia, Ginny whispered, but we don't talk about it. Friday, with the concert just 8 days away, Armpit went to the Stop and Shop after school to buy a newspaper. He had paid $30 for an ad. He might as well pay another 50 cents to see it. He dropped 2 quarters in the newspaper vending machine and pulled up the handle, but it wouldn't open. He pressed the coin return and got nothing back. He pulled on the handle harder. He slammed his hand against the coin return. He was already mad that X-Ray had waited 2 days to buy the ad because he only wanted to pay for 1 week, and now the machine has eaten his money. He shook it so hard he might have broken it, but then a voice in his head reminded him that it wasn't worth going to jail for 50 cents. Instead, he went to the store and told the clerk what happened. You have to wait for the coins to drop, the guy told him, and wouldn't give him his money back. Armpit asked him for a change for $1. No change. So then he bought a large bag of chips for $1.19 and then used the change to buy another paper. This time he listened for the quarter to drop before pulling on the handle. When the door opened, he took 3 copies of the Austin American Salesman to get even and left 2 of them on top of the machine. Back home, he spread the classified ads out across the kitchen table. He told X-Ray not to ask for too much since they only had a week. There are a number of ads for Cara de Leon tickets. The price ranged from $75 to $110. Then he came to the one with X-Ray's phone number. Cara de Leon tickets, $135. Close to the front, 555-3470. X-Ray answered on the second ring. Are you insane? Armpit shouted. Yes, but it hasn't stopped me before. Did you see all the other ads in the paper? Yeah, so they're all at least $25 cheaper. And your point is, I told you to keep the price low. It is low. They sold for $750 in Philly. We're not going to be able to sell any tickets. I'm going to stop there. What do you think is going to happen with the tickets? See you soon for morning meeting.